Hey y'all, it's Hope and Crafty Hope, and welcome. I'm working on day 55 of ICAD, and that means index card a day. We are getting down. This is the last week of ICAD, y'all. Can you believe it? I don't know what I'm going to do with myself after. I've actually been considering maybe starting vlogging, but I don't know. What do y'all think? I can't seem to make a decision. If you do watch other vlogs, recommend them to me. I'm still looking to see if if I've got the right format down in my head. Anyway, index card, like I said, means index card a day. It comes from Tammy Garcia of Daisy Yellow, who is Gypsy999 on Instagram. She offers up weekly themes and daily prompts. Today's prompt is snowflake. I don't end up using that in any way, shape, or form. And then my friend Nina has mixed media ICAD, and she has some daily prompts as well. And today hers is sticker, which I knew in some, I don't know, there were several ways I could incorporate sticker, and I am going to use sticker for my sentiment. I'll use one of my Tim Holtz stickers, and that's the minimum, I know, but it's in here. So, I am starting this by using some of my scraps. I'm down to one scrap box, y'all. I combined both of them yesterday into one. And for some reason, the top of this was a bunch of like really thin and transparent papers, tissue papers, tea bags, things like that. And so, I'm sticking them down. I'm trying to use these scraps. I figure, if I layer up enough tissue papers, it'll thicken up that card. It also gets over that fear of the blank page for me and gives me kind of a starting point. And this one absolutely did, because when I get everything down, looking at it, I was compelled to start with a certain color. So we'll get to that in a minute. You'll see. So I'm just using an Uhu glue stick to stick everything down. Again, these are all fairly thin papers. I do try to pull in a couple of other more non-transparent things from my stash. So like that's the one of those little return things to subscribe to a magazine. Here's some of that Tim Holtz paper. You see there's inside of envelopes and book pages. There's a little bit of like, what do you call it? Scrapbook paper. And I'm just futzing with this. I've got a couple more pages I think I'm going to pull in. It's a piece of copy paper that I altered with some distress inks and oxides for, it was a Red Riding Hood hop thing that I did. Y'all, I really like how that piece came together. I'm going to put a link to that up in the upper right corner. But yeah, that's just some copy paper with some stuff on it. So I'm coming back in to bring a little bit more of that black and white tissue paper in, and I think that's where I'm going to hold it. So I'm going to trim everything down real quick, just get the edges cleaned up a bit so there's not so much flopping around. I don't always trim the edges, but for the most part I do, just to make it feel a little more consistent. Now here's the color I decided to bring in. I was feeling some of my Sea Breeze. I think that's what it is. It's the Americana paint. I'm looking. Yeah, Sea Breeze. I knew that I wanted a pale blue for some reason. This was very black and white and had that little smidge of yellow over on that left there from the scrapbook paper. And then that Red Riding Hood paper down at the bottom, the distress oxides and everything on there have a little bit of a yellow tone to it. So I thought the blue would go good with that. But in a minute, I'm actually going to bring yellow in too. So I'm making finger dots as I like. I brought them pretty much across the page. I did leave some open areas you see around some of the corners. And once I got the finger dots down, I decided I really didn't like how, I don't know, how inconsistent they were, how you could see my fingerprints in some of them. So I just went in with a brush real quick to clean them up. No big deal. Just like that. And I think, am I going to come in straight with the yellow? I don't remember what I do next. We're going to see. We're on this adventure together. So as I looked at that, yeah, I decided that I needed some yellow on here. So I've got Saffron Yellow, which is another Americana paint. And I'm going to use that little same paintbrush I used to make the, to clean up the finger dots. I've just got to make sure that bit of Saffron yellow is getting low. It's one of my favorite yellows. I love that. But I'm just going to make some little marks around on here, and I'm going to go over a couple of them a few times because for some reason that tissue paper was really soaking up that paint. I don't know what it was I just wouldn't make the marks dark enough. Weird. I don't know. So, and I'm gonna look at this because I really, at this point, I'm like, I really like this. All I really need to do is slap down a focal and a sentiment, or just a sentiment, and I could be done with this because I really like this, you know. But I go ahead and grab my chunky mechanical pencil and just to get some scribbles on here to kind of keep my hands busy while I think about what I want to do. And I do kind of rub through some of the circles while that's still a little wet, which doesn't bother me at all. And a couple things need to be glued down. And I said, I haven't tried this yet. Um, is that what I'm gonna do? Actually, no, I dig in my box because I knew I had some yearbook photos in there, and I pull out one that was already torn down to a single photo and pick that. Then I dried it. And while I was drying it, I decided my edges needed to be framed up a little bit, but I didn't want to just rub stays on ink on the edges like I have the last couple. So I used a bleedy rollerball pen from the Dollar Tree to just kind of do some scribbly edging to frame it up. And then I'm going to stick down that yearbook photo of this one girl. And then I'm going to grab my small talk stickers from Tim Holtz. And I flipped through it for a minute trying to find something, trying to decide if I wanted the black ones or the white ones. And I decided there was enough black on there. We'll go with white. And I used the phrase, be in love with your life. Because I've been having some of those thoughts about, what makes a happy life. And is everybody happy? And everybody has different struggles. And, there's a lot of just, you need to be in love with your life. And I use that same bleedy pen from the Dollar Tree to go around that phrase just to give it a little shadow, and decided to use a really thin paintbrush to kind of blur that out just the tiniest a bit because it's a cheap pen. It bleeds. All right, so I'm looking at this thinking, am I done? This could be done. And I was like, no, I need something else. So I grab my Uniball Signo white gel pen and go around all of the finger dots, my blue dots, just a little bit because I knew I needed some white on there because the white of that sticker was so bright. And so I go around these and I think, okay, well, maybe that's done. But I'm like, no, I need some white splatter. I need some more stark white. So I'll grab my, what is it? It's a Sharpie paint pen, and I'm going to pump it a little bit to get it flowing and then just kind of sling it at the card. Just like that. I think this is something I learned from Dee Dee Catron. Like, she could have learned it from somewhere else. I don't know. I think I seen Dee Dee do it. And then I'm going to dry this and be done. I'm really happy with this card. It's super simple. I kept telling myself I don't have to take forever to make a card to like it. So, all right, y'all. If y'all like this, make sure give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, and let me know if you have any questions or anything. I appreciate you coming by and watching. See y'all tomorrow. Bye.